Welcome back to ESA Summer 21. We are raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it's time to run through Termina with G3neziz running The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. How you doing today?
I am doing very fine. A little bit tired because it's 3 a.m. in the morning, but that should not be a hindrance. So let's just get the run started and we will have a short introduction following up. So time starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I am not alone here today. I am joined by Türkenheimer.
Yes, hello, I am Türkenheimer, and yeah, I am a glitch hunter and also a runner of this game. And yeah, I can inform you with some technical information for this run.
Yeah, I can't because I only joined the community like 1 year ago, so I know how to perform tricks, but I don't have the deepest understanding of everything yet. So I needed backup for that, and I'm glad to have Türkenheimer with me today. So that should be a fun ride, I think. Yeah, the first 23 minutes are kind of intro. So we have a lot of time to talk about what this category is about, what the goal of this category is, how the category evolved over time, and stuff like that. And yeah, Turk, what is our goal in All Dungeons SRM?
So this category, is named All Dungeons. However, there has been suggestions to change the name because the goal is not necessarily to go into the dungeons and do a lot of stuff. The goal is just to beat the dungeon, and beating the dungeon is defined as beating the bosses in the dungeons. Now, there's a really powerful glitch that we will explain soon. So you will not see anything besides the boss rooms of the dungeons. So we're just going to beat all the bosses and then, somehow reaching the credits. In this case, beating Majora.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting. A few years ago, any percent required to beat all the dungeons, basically, but that changed due to text overflow and ultimately debug menu, and now SRM. So we have a separate All Dungeons category now.
Yeah, so this category is basically just a boss rush. So the powerful glitch that was found a few years ago, SRM, that there are category splits. So there are 2 other All Dungeons categories. One that basically just bans SRM, and then one that also bans a few more glitches. So the different categories make it a lot more interesting, I think, for a lot more people. So there's a category for everybody, I would say. So this is a very technical view on All Dungeons that we are going to see here.
Okay. As you may have noticed, we are running the Wii Virtual Console version in English. That has a reason, right?
Yes. Well, this technically works on every console. However, for this, so in general, the Wii is usually considered the fastest console simply because it has the least amount of lag, or I'm not exactly sure about Wii U, but Wii U has a problem with horrible controls. And 64 has a little bit of lag, a little bit of bad controls, and this is just in general the best version. Now the language, so there's actually a Japanese route for the route that we are seeing. So there is just one technical reason for that that we are going to see later. Basically, Japanese cannot get one item that makes this route that we are seeing here not possible. But other than that, there's also a Japanese route, but it is going to play out a little bit differently. So English is just way more convenient because of this one item. Spoilers, it is Song of Soaring. I'm gonna explain you later why we cannot get that on Japanese. So yeah, the Japanese route is just horrible because you have to go through Bombchu LA 5 times.
That sounds so bad.
Yeah, so it's just incredibly painful. So this is why we're running on English now.
Yeah, still in the intro, unfortunately, but we will be a decu in a few moments, and after that we have a few gameplay passages, I would say. Not a lot, and quite a few cutscenes coming up, so if you have anything to plug or donations or something, go ahead.
Oh, believe me, I've got something for you. We're recapping the Deal or No Deal, just hype that we had just before this. There's matching donations of the deal that was accepted, the $99.25, or actually it was $100 because NIC of the Dead, no comment, but donated $100. Anonymous, $100, also had 3 quarters. And we had there it is, the Big John donation here. Here's $99.25 plus 3 quarters. Thank you for having us on ESA Summer 21.
That is so awesome that so many people matched the amount raised. So yeah, coming up on 50k.
Absolutely, it's
awesome.
wild. Thank you all.
May I admit that I have absolutely no idea what the previous game was. Apparently it was some American game show.
Yeah.
I've
totally
never seen
RNG.
that.
Totally RNG, where the amount won ended up being donated, with banker deals offering a similar amount. The top prize was $500. You pick a case to hold on to, and the banker is trying to buy your case. And we ended up having $6 in our case and took $99.25 for charity.
All right.
So we won. Definitely a good win.
Nice. Okay, back to Majora's Mask, I would say. So this intro section here is unfortunately not skippable, so every Majora's Mask run still has about 22 to 23 minutes of kind of an intro section. We can partially skip a few things. But yeah, in general, this is still the one big thing that this game needs, is skip of first cycle. So all the speedrunners have always wanted to skip this section. And after Moonwarp was found, so Moonwarp was the second meme, basically, just a warp to the moon, so you can finally skip the dungeons. Yeah, when that was found, everybody was like, no, why was this found and not first cycle skip? Anyway, so this is one skip here. So normally there's a cutscene here where the Happy Mask Salesman wants to talk to you. But what Genesis is currently doing, he is pausing the game over and over again, and he's only advancing 1 frame at a time. And in this game, most cutscenes need 2 frames out of a pause until a cutscene starts. So if he only advances 1 frame at a time, the cutscene never has a chance to start. And this is what can happen sometimes. This is really unfortunate because you almost got it. So yeah, this is unfortunately worst case. Yeah, this is like 45 seconds now.
So we get the terrible fate line.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, that's a meme, I bet, if you miss that trick.
Yeah, I mean, usually you reset when you fail this trick.
Terrible fate indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily I accounted for that in my estimate. I'm not the most consistent one on this.
Yeah, so about consistency, there's also a thing that we should mention. This is actually not the current route, the most up-to-date route. This is a little bit of an older route. But yeah, the new route is not exactly marathon friendly, and when Genesis submitted this, the old route wasn't even out yet, so yeah. Yeah, what she just did there, the game autosaves, and resetting there is just a little bit faster, depending on which version you are. On Wii, on the English version of the Wii, it is just very slightly faster, so you skip a text.
Yeah, I really don't want to talk to Tattle, basically.
Yeah.
Tattle keeps talking forever. Not as bad as
yeah.
Navi in Ocarina of Time, but still bad.
I
And
mean,
now
in speedruns,
our objective is to get to the night of the third day. We have 3 in-game days to, basically do everything we need to do. And we skip a lot of that just by talking to this old lady right here. She tells some really, really long, boring stories, which lets us fall asleep.
What? Did you just call her stories boring?
I did. And now it's already the final day, not of ESA, but of Majora's Mask.
And next is just, we're going to West Clock Town and dance with the Scarecrow to make it night 3. So this is one thing that we talked about when that we are just stuck in first cycle. So the game changes you into Deku Link, and Deku Link is so limited. Deku Link can barely do anything. So we can really just try to get to night of the final day as quickly as possible. And then there are a few things we can do and need to do, but it's mostly just we just do something because we need to wait anyway until midnight. And at midnight the clock tower opens.
Yeah, usually you would have to do some side quest stuff to enter clock tower, but luckily we can skip that.
Yeah, as a casual player, you might think, wait a second, it's already midnight, or not midnight, night of the third day. How is he going to do all the side quests with the Bomber Kids? So you would need to play hide and seek with the Bomber Kids, and then you get to learn the code and enter the code to enter the hideout, and then go to Observatory and get the Moon's Tear, and trade the Moon's Tear for a title deed, and then you can access that one Deku Flower to get up onto the clock tower. But we are not going to do any of that.
Yeah, also this guard doesn't really do his job.
Yep. It's really funny how he freaks out when you... this trick, by the way, is as easy as it looks. You just need to backwalk past the guard in that one spot. And just misplaced by the developers, I don't know. Although his behavior is quite weird. When you backwalk past him, he freaks out and moves to the side, to the opposite side. I'm really curious why exactly that is, and maybe we will know soon when the decom team finds out. But anyway, so now we are in Termina Field, and we are normally not supposed to be in Termina Field in first cycle. Well, except you can exit from the observatory. But the developers didn't want you to see all the enemies that usually are there. And that is why there are no enemies currently in first cycle.
Yeah, you saw me backwalking a lot. That is the fastest movement option for Deku, basically. But since we have so much time on our hands before midnight strikes, we don't really care.
Yeah, well, you cannot just waste too much time, but usually you're fine, especially in this route. So everything we want right now is just 50 rupees, and then buy the bomb bag. So in second cycle, we just can get a few bomb jobs, and then that's just the fastest way to do it. We could also deposit the rupees to the banker, and then withdraw them, and then buy bomb bag in second cycle. But that is significantly slower.
Well, it is slower if you don't get if you get fast bomb drops, but usually you don't get fast bomb drops in a marathon run.
Yeah, so this is a marathon run, so maybe you should deposit the rupees then, I guess.
No, I'm going for it.
I've never seen a marathon run that did not get like 30th try bomb drop. By the way, the RNG to get one single bomb drop from a group of grass is about 54%. So more likely than not, you will get bombs. But every marathon run, it takes like 30 patches of grass to get bombs.
Yeah, let's see how RNG treats me today. Luckily, Digulink can buy the bomb back, even though we can't use bombs.
Yeah, that is at least one convenience. So there is hope for a potential first cycle skip or human in first cycle because we can actually get the explosives. So if we just find a way to get unrestricted items, we could do a lot of things as Deku. So, about the side quest with the bomber kids.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, we just hopped onto the clock tower. That was a trick called a gainer. So if you target a wall and do a backflip, but retarget the next frame right after, then you kind of snap to the wall. So you do a backflip in place, and that by that you can easily reach the ledge.
Yeah, there are other ways too. You can do a usual backflip and holding left in a certain angle. You can do a twisted backflip.
Yeah, Deku can do cool twisted backflips as well. So there are several other methods.
And that's why we allow it in glitchless, right?
Well, it's... The thing is, you can break it down to very simple game mechanics. So basically, you just do backflip and target a wall. So, yeah, there's no reason to classify it as a glitch. As an exploit, of course, but glitch, not really. And yeah, if we were not allowed to do gainers, then you could just do maybe a backflip that's slightly twisted. So no matter how you put it, there's no way that getting up there is a glitch.
I agree.
Intended percent is not allowed to do it.
Intended percent might be bad though.
Yeah, intended percent is for April Fools. So yeah, the only reason, by the way, we got magic, I think, or actually in this category, I don't even know. But yeah, you need magic to just get Ocarina back. There's an interesting New Game Plus method where you transfer a powder keg, and that takes, like, I think in real life that takes several days, because you need to pause the game over and over again to make not frames pass, but in-game time. It's pretty stupid. But yeah, magic. Do we need magic for something? I guess.
Yeah, we wanna...
just for fighting, right?
Yeah, melt gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. We need to melt gold. We will see that later. Meanwhile, we are watching a long cutscene, and this is why the game is called The Legend of Zelda. By the way, some people say Zelda is not in Majora's Mask, but that is not true. She's right there.
Even though it's just whoa, song, please. We're just remembering Zelda. She's not actually there.
Memory is... What was the saying? I don't remember. The memory
it puts her in universe, yeah?
No.
Canon.
Yeah, but no signs of Triforce in this, I guess.
I guess we have time for another donation, or yeah. So he's just saving the game now and resetting and watching another cutscene, and yeah.
Absolutely. Still catching up from the wild donations from before. Another $100 saying thanks Big Jog and Blacktastic for a fantastic time, and the 99.25 plus 3/4. Gooby also found 3/4. Thank you both for the donations. We have $25. Here's 25 more to get to 30 for those low case knockouts. Again, if you missed the Deal or No Deal, please go check out the VOD. It was very wild. What's going on with? Tell us more. What's going on with Majora's Mask? Thank you.
All right. So yeah, Song of Time just saves the. With Song of Time, you can save the game, and there would be yet another cutscene, but we can just reset and boot the games to skip that at least.
Yeah, it's rather long. You don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
And we will learn the second song from Source, basically. The last one.
The last item in general from Source, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got bombs.
Yep.
Okay, we get our human form or Hylian form back. Finally. And we can keep the mask the salesman gives us. Song of Healing has the property to heal some souls, basically, or troubled souls, it says, I think, and keeps everything which is bad in a mask. So we now have the ability to use Deku Mask to get the Deku form back. And, well, little spoiler, you can do that with Goron and Zora as well later on in the game. So usually you would have to do some usual game progression to get to Goron, to Zora, to get there.
On a game progression? What?
What is game progression?
What? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither. I started running Majora's Mask with the current any % route, which skips everything, basically. Mm-hmm. So this is the closest I got to playing the game normally in a speedrun. Which is a stretch.
So, yeah, last cutscene, and then basically all the categories that use SRM basically do the same thing. They go to Terminal Fields, get some bomb jobs, and then go into Observatory. Because Observatory, you might not think about it, but it is the most broken place in this game by far. Well, for speedruns. Because you can do basically anything there. You can, in any percent, you can quite easily set up a credit swap and some other things that we are going to see.
Yeah, we will even see some very arbitrary stuff later on in the SRM showcase, which has been met, as I am informed. Is that correct?
Oh, I'll tell you, the SRM showcase incentive has been met long before the run started. So we'll get to see that after the run here. Some arbitrary stuff possible through stale reference manipulation. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. So
that will be something, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna explain this now. So later on, we are going to see some a little bit more simple examples. If you don't understand everything right now, stay until the end, because it will be more obvious later what stale reference manipulation really does. But anyway, so he's going to Observatory, as I said, and then there's coming this big glitch up, stale reference manipulation. If you pick up an item in this game, so like if you hold it in your hands above your head, what the game is normally doing is it's basically just calculating the position data of where the item is supposed to be, and then it is...
This bomb RNG.
Wow, this is the first time I've seen such good RNG. So the game is basically just looking at where that item is in memory, and then is setting the position data and the angle data depending on where Link currently is. So basically Link's position data and angle data is writing to that actor's position. So in memory there's this place that we call the actor heap, where are all sorts of things that you can interact with, like these pods here, for example. And depending on what there currently is on the actor heap in memory, new things are going to load in new places, depending on where currently there's free memory, right? So what he currently is doing is he is setting up the heap so that the pod that he is standing in front of and doing a weird slide right now, that pod was in exactly the right spot in memory that we wanted, and he did a trick that called a super slide, which is essentially just you try to pick up something but you interrupt it by taking damage, and that makes you slide very fast backwards. So when you try to pick up the pod, he was already in the other room, so in the hideout part. So the pod unloaded, but the game did not really notice, in a simplified way put, that the pod was not there anymore, so it was still trying to make Link pick something up, but the pod was gone, so he was just holding nothing in his hands, seemingly. This nothing, however, was not really nothing, because when he went back into the hideout part, they loaded something exactly in the spot that we are going to witness right now. So there's this treasure chest here. Normally there's a silver rupee in it, but now he's going to do something. So he's getting a weird long chest animation, and what is inside the chest is no longer silver rupee. So, as I said, with the position data and angle data that normally would have just changed the position of the pod, what it did instead is it just wrote to some data of the chest. So the chest loaded exactly in the spot in memory that the angle wrote to where the item content of the chest is. So the item that is currently in the chest is item 1134, which is not a normal item. Item 1134 corresponds to a value in memory that is just the last wall collision, basically. So every time he goes in front of the chest or near a wall here, this is actually a setup. So based on the angle that the wall has in relation to Link's angle, this value changes. So he just collides with the walls in just the right way, so that it makes that the chest always contains a new item.
Yeah, I will check my inventory after that to make sure I got everything and to show off what I got. Okay, second to last item.
Yeah, so you can basically get pretty much any item with this.
Not only items, you can get swords too.
Yeah. So yeah, right. Earlier we mentioned that this is the English version, and the reason for that is simply that on the Japanese version, the items have different item values, basically. And yeah, we cannot quite get every item with this trick, or we cannot reach every item value. So Song of Soaring on Japanese would just be a value that we cannot reach, but on English it is the value 6A, I think. So we can reach that on English. So yeah, I guess I didn't even explain the trick called time stop. So we had to exit the hideout here, in this weird state that we still had, that is time stop. In this state, you can open many chests and they will just, not be really open. So you get the content of the chest, but the chest is not actually open, so you can just open it over and over again. So this is why he could open so many. He could open it so many times. And time stop is also what we're going to do right here. So there are many methods of it. This is the simplest one here. So he just pulled Ocarina in front of a Gossip Stone and just cancel out of the Ocarina, and that also gives you time stop. And the reason he did it right there is there's a cutscene trigger when you go into Woods of Mystery, not Woods of Mystery, into the swamp, Road to Swamp, and time stop just prevents that cutscene from triggering. So this is the English route, Swamp. The alternative route on Japanese would be going to the graveyard, and that is just horrible because you have to go through Bombchu Alley several times, and that is just really painful. They're just very for safety, and now we are going to
play a song.
Yeah, right.
Which is
What's
not
this?
usually in the game.
What? Sun Song? I thought this was an Ocarina of Time song.
Huh.
Oh yeah, you can also not really get this on Japanese. This is the second reason. Well, we could use Song of Double Time. Song of Double Time would be the song that you normally are supposed to use to advance through days, but Sun Song is just so much faster that it is just worth getting that from the chest. So, this is really the only reason you got that. So we need to make it day 2, because on day 2, in Woods of Mystery, in Woods of Mystery, depending on which day you are on, there's always a different path you can take. And on day 2, you can take the path to a grotto. And a grotto is exactly what we need for the next trick. So we're going to see stale reference manipulation again. But instead of a chest this time, we are going to do it with the grotto. Right after we are doing time stop for the 3rd time. So this now is, again, the Gossip Stone time stop we saw, but he did it in a weird way with the bottle. That is yet another glitch. And that allows you to just play the Ocarina while walking. And what he exactly did there, I'm gonna explain that later. First, we are going to see him doing another heap setup. So he was just throwing the boomerangs. There is Zora. That just makes this patch of grass here load in exactly the right spot in memory. And now he is going back to the room where the grotto is. And now the setup with the chest we saw earlier, that was actually based on our angle data, but this time it is based on our X position. So with our X position, we are going to modify where this grotto is going to take us. And we are here in the twin mode fight.
Okay, not bad so far.
Indeed. So, he's basically just fighting twin mode here, but he needs to pay attention before he kills the last twin mode. He's going to need to do something in the menu. We will see that soon.
Come on, Worm.
Yeah. So fighting him as PS2D is technically the fastest way if you get the perfect fight, but it is also incredibly difficult and also a little bit of RNG, actually quite a lot of RNG. So it is not difficult to somehow fight the twin modes as PS2D, but doing it fast is, RNG, and also you need to be really good at the game. But yeah, it is a simple and reliable way. So, what did he just do in the menu? He just pressed an item, so when you press A on an item in the menu, there comes a description text up. So in this trigger, this here, So when he played Ocarina earlier in this glitched state in front of the Gossip Stone, he actually played the Song of Time and then went into Woods of Mystery. So when he went into Woods of Mystery, it interrupted the song and it stored this text box here. Save return to the dawn of the new game. Reading. It's so late.
Yeah, it's late.
It's almost 4 o'clock. Sorry about that. But yeah, the save option here still works. So he's just needs to go into the blue warp. And then as soon as he picks up the remains, he saves the game. And yeah, just resets, and now he has the remains already. Normally you would need to watch a very long cutscene there, so this is the reason why.
It's very long.
Yeah.
And now I think it's rinse and repeat for every boss, which is kinda repetitive.
If you have not paid attention the last 5 minutes, don't worry, we got you covered, because we're going to do the same exact thing 4 more times in a row.
Oh yeah.
So I guess this gives me some time to talk about the new route.
Oh yeah, please.
So the new route uses a new glitch called Light Mode SRM, which is, yeah, it is a little bit complicated. Basically, you can write arbitrary values somewhere in memory, more or less arbitrary, and we can glitch, yeah, some pointers. So when you, for example, what the route does, when you play the Song of Soaring and soar to the Clocktown Owl, the game will not actually soar you to the Clocktown Owl, but instead it will soar you anywhere based on your X position. So basically you can warp almost anywhere with that, so to every boss room. The problem with it is, however, in this game we need to do very precise position setups for it. And doing those is not super difficult, but if you mess up, the game crashes and you lose incredibly much progress. And yeah, with this route here, we have at least one save every few minutes after every boss, so that's not too bad. But with the other route, there's absolutely no time to safety save at any point, so we considered it to not really be marathon friendly, so yeah. In Ocarina of Time, there's a much simpler way to do the new glitch, Light Mode SRM, because you can just use your file name. So basically you type pointer data with your file name in Ocarina of Time, but Majora's Mask cannot do that, so we need to get an incredibly precise position every time to form the data required for showing pointers. So it is ridiculously precise. I mean, with setups it is not too bad, but yeah, you cannot, most of the times you cannot really tell if you messed up, so it is really risky.
Next boss. Oh, right.
Yeah. So yeah, he set up his magic there in a good way. So you might have noticed he doesn't have a bow anymore. He glitched a bottle over his bow. The reason for that is that he did not lose his arrow count. So if you looked closely, he kept 30 arrows all the time. Normally when you save reset the game and with Song of Time, you lose all your ammo count. So if you have a bottle glitched over several items, then you will not lose this ammo.
Oh no.
Oh no. Also, yeah, this is, by the way, not the normal way to fight this boss. The game actually wants you to roll around in the arena as Goron and do one hit at a time, and it's ridiculously slow. So what we do instead is we get in a specific spot in the arena where we can still shoot at Goat, but he's not actually running away anymore. So he's just coded in a very weird way. So the devs just made him stop in place when you don't follow him. Yeah, it's really nice and easy to exploit. So that makes the fight really quick. You can just jump back and forth and shoot arrows at him.
I guess we have some more time for donations or plugs for incentives or something.
Yeah.
Sure thing, because Zelda would like to have a word with you.
Oh.
They donated, $50 here and says, "What the heck?" Wait, I should have bleeped that. Sorry. My name is on the game, and I only get one scene. Take my rupees and get this done quick.
We're sorry.
We also have a $50 donation. It's anonymous. There's no comment, but I can see they put that donation towards the job simulator, all jobs with the bouncy job mod added in. Hope to see that. We're more than halfway there with over $600. Almost there to $1,000 for the incentive. So please keep those donations coming. Thank you very, very much.
All right.
How many did we have? 2 already, right?
Yeah. It's easy to lose count. So we have Odolva left and Georg left, and the boss order doesn't really matter. You could do the bosses in whichever order you want. That was not what I wanted to do, but okay. So I will surprise you with a boss coming up. Not going to spoil which one we will see.
Not even I know.
I didn't water the stone yet, which is nice.
Oh yeah, you can. You just misclick here a little bit. Accidentally pour the water onto the stone. So the glitch with playing Ocarina while walking requires you to catch something. So he just needs to empty and recatch the water every time. What's an interesting thing about these position setups here, sometimes he does the super slide with Zora Link, sometimes with Human Link. And yeah, the reason for that is simply that he will need to get different positions. So as I said, this manipulating this grotto here is based on your X position. And when you walk in front of a wall, Zora is simply a little bit taller or bigger than Human Link. So you can just basically do the same setup as different forms. But it will always be a little bit, your position will be a little bit different just because when you're bigger, you get pushed away from the wall a little bit more. Yeah, this is the hardest boss in the game, is P-Studi, and he's dead.
Yeah, yesterday I got hit. That was so embarrassing.
That was incredibly embarrassing, dude. Imagine taking damage from Odolva. I bet ZFG once died to Odolva's P-Studi. Also, one thing, every time he steps into a blue warp, he needs to take off the P-Studi mask, because otherwise, when he saves the game right after he gets the remains, he would still be P-Studi. So when he boots the game again, then he would still be P-Studi, and as P-Studi, it's not what you want.
I'm tempted to show that off.
Yeah, actually, since this run is going so well, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
What do I need? I need you, I need you.
Yeah, there's not been really any mistakes so far, that's really nice. I should not have said that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Well, except for HMS skip, which I messed up on the last
horrible run. Could not be worse. It could not be worse.
Okay, that was bottle.
Yeah, so the one advantage on Japanese in the graveyard is that you don't always need to make it day 3. Day 2, I mean. So this is one disadvantage of this route. But I mean, Sunsong is really fast. Also, one interesting thing, normally on day 2, or day 2 or later, there's the switch in this house here that comes out when you look at it. But if you already are in this part of the swamp and then it turns day 2, then she never comes out. So that's quite lucky for us.
Okay, that took a while for magic.
Yeah,
I think I would have been fine, but I want to make sure.
But yeah, I think even if I remember correctly, if the witch would fly into the forest, that would mess up the setup.
Yeah, the heat wouldn't work.
Yeah, because we need to load things in the right order in memory. When the witch is there, stuff is just messed up for our setup.
Okay, last boss is coming up. Georg. From the best temple in the game.
Well, then speedruns it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
Except there are many speedruns that just go into Great Bay Temple and then do a boss key skip in the first room. Except for those speedruns. Great Bay Temple is the best dungeon in the game. For speedruns, at least. Casually, it might be different, but wow, for speedruns it is amazing.
That should be it, I hope. Maybe. Looked a little spooky.
I don't remember.
Okay, no brrr, so it's fine.
Alrighty, here we are. So, we are not going to jump down the hole instantly. What instead he's going to do is shooting an arrow through the wall. So, if you do... I cannot really explain it, but there's a little trick you can do to kind of cancel your you're shooting an arrow and then pressing arrow again, and that makes you be able to shoot through walls. So he shot at Gyric before the fight started. Oh, that was horrible RNG.
And now he's stuck.
Oh no. So yeah.
Oh no, he's not stuck.
Not quite.
It's just incredibly slow.
Normally there would have been a long cutscene before the fight starts. You might also notice there's no music. Normally there's music for the boss, but they're still playing the normal Great Bay Temple music right now. Also, I think what I have not mentioned yet, the text that is currently up. If he presses A on accident, that would be really bad.
Oh yeah.
Because that would, you choose the option that
Stupid fish!
So he needs to fight Gyric just pressing B only. Or target. Just don't press A. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can show FPS Studio clock down really quick. That's just like 30 seconds slower.
I hope I pressed A. Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, even if not, we saw how the trick works, right? Let's see.
I saw the dialogue box change, and you picked up the remains, so that's enough, right?
Yeah, so we could do the same thing again, or we could just go beat the game. I don't know, what should we do? Like
let me...
You just needed to press A little bit quicker there, and it would have saved.
Since we should be fine on time... Well, we are behind schedule, so...
Yeah, I guess we can.
Yeah, let's beat Majora. Let's beat Majora.
Yeah, okay.
The run is invalid, but I did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah, so we saw he did beat Gaiok, right?
Yeah. And I took the remains, but I didn't save.
Yeah, well, so the good thing about the new route is you don't have to do this trick with the save, the song of time storage to save the game, because you just glitch the pointer of the Giant's Chamber. So when you step into Blue Warp, you just get sent somewhere else. Don't have to watch the cutscene. But yeah. Also with the new route, when you step into the last Blue Warp, it just takes you to the credits. This route unfortunately doesn't have that yet, so yeah, we're going to beat Majora now. And also, since it is the last boss, he did not need to do Song of Time storage again.
I didn't get a ferry, though.
Oh. Yeah, the setup he's going to do, by the way, if he dies, the game crashes. Or do you have a different setup, maybe? There are different setups you can do.
At least all the slides worked first time.
Yeah.
Let's just not die then.
Don't die. Yeah. So this is a little bit a different setup. So we're looking a long time to find a warp directly to Majora. Oh, I should not have spoiled that.
Too late.
Well, there we are at Majora. So for a long time we only had warps to the moon, the main moon area, or to the trials, but yeah, eventually we found this setup that is a little bit, yeah, you have to pause buffer for it, which is inconvenient, but still better than not directly warping to Majora.
Ooh, Majora time.
I hope the remains are nice to me. Usually they aren't.
At least there are only 3 of them, right? Because you did not have Gaiok's remains. Wait, no,
yeah, well...
Why is Gaiok there? Well, yeah, obviously the developers did not want you to go to the moon.
I think I killed
before.
you already.
Yeah, they did not want you to go to the moon before you beat all the bosses. They're also there in the category Defeat Majora. Defeat Majora is basically just do one warp to the Majora fight directly. Except the Majora fight is significantly harder because you're not going to do chest SRM to get all the items and no plus 2D links, so...
Yeah, that fight is incredibly hard.
Yeah. Yeah, because chest SRM would take way too long. But in all dungeons, fortunately, we need to do chest SRM anyway. So we have plus 2D.
Okay, only 1 remain left, I think.
Now that looks good.
No remains left. And time.
That's time for Majora's Mask.
So,
alrighty.
What's
Time for
final
the
time?
showcase. Let's see. I'll have to the stream to catch up. It's looking like a 53? 52:59. There you go.
Okay, sub 53. That's solid.
That is a really good time for a marathon run.
Okay, we don't wanna... Oh, high moon. Lose time, so back to a backup file, and we will head to Observatory to do 4 different SRM results, which are kind of arbitrary. First thing is a brand new category extension category, which is Release Kako. So there's a chicken in Observatory we can release from its cage. And we are going to do that.
Yeah, I'm really glad that this category was made, because the cage is really small.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm the only only one
I
having
forgot.
a time for that.
I did a run, I just forgot to submit it.
Wow.
And I think I don't have the video anymore, but I did it.
I don't want to deal with that bomb chew.
Yeah. So again, here he has set up the glitch to preserve his bomb count. So he just glitched the bottle over his bombs. And I think what I have not mentioned is a trick called Equip Swap that was found a few years ago. So you can equip items over different slots. So I think this is currently over, I don't know, the fire arrow slot, or I don't know.
I think
how
I
this
just
fires.
bought bombs and saved on the owl.
Oh, this is. Oh, I'm stupid. This is an owl save. Yeah, I completely forgot this. But yeah, you can preserve bombs through Song of Time. And now, let's enjoy SRM.
Okay, I will take some time to show off this chicken in its small cage. That's not good. We need to change that. Okay. Similar setup to the chest SRM setup. Just one more bomb. And then again, super slide if I can inverted cam.
Yeah. You need to get inverted cam here, so it's a little camera trick you can do, because the pot must not be on screen when you
So,
change the rooms.
I don't have anything in my hands. I have a chicken in my hands. And there's no chicken in the cage anymore. So we successfully saved the chicken from its small cage. But chat, don't get attached to Mr. Chicken, because we will send chicken to the moon now. And chicken is gone. Bye bye chicken.
Oh no.
And I have no idea if my setup works because I transitioned between rooms.
Oh well.
Let's see what happens. I will just do some random stuff and reload the room after that. So, drop 2 bombs. Drop 1 bomb. I really hope it doesn't crash.
Yeah, it can quite easily crash sometimes.
Middle pot again. If I can get the position right. Oh yeah, it worked. So there's a huge wall now, and this wall basically is a pot sprite really stretched into like oblivion. Depending on my angle, my position and stuff, I can make the pot do some interesting things. I can drop it, and where is it? I wanna destroy it.
As you can also pick it up still.
If I can find it, yeah.
It should be where it usually is. So yeah, what he basically did is with, I guess, position data, instead he wrote to the scaling of the pot. So yeah, that's why it is so huge right now.
Oh no, it's broken now.
Yeah, and it still works like a normal pot basically. But yeah, so with the Coco earlier, you could very well see how SRM essentially works. So the pot unloads, and when you go in and out through different rooms, there is just some new stuff that loads into the same spot.
Yeah,
and the most simple way is if something loads exactly in the same spot. So
yeah, same thing for this clock. We can do shenanigans with that. Okay, middle pot. That's not good.
That can happen sometimes. So that was a failed super slide.
But I can just reload the room real quick. No big deal.
Yeah, the nice thing is if you load a scene, so if it just goes in and out, everything will just reset and everything is as it was the first time. This is why the heap manipulation setups are so consistent, fortunately. Well, usually there are a few exceptions, but
Oh yes.
I'm not going to talk about that now.
Oh no. That was way too early. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do some random stuff because our time is getting limited.
This is also interesting. So you could see the so-called grab storage right there. So you don't necessarily need to do anything else to get grab storage other than rolling into a pot and just shielding and trying to grab it, and then you will see, as long as you don't let go of shield. Oh, nice.
I got the sliding pot.
This is also really cool. So basically, he now has exactly the same pot in his hands that he super slided with, but it's not exactly acting the same way, because when you normally pick up something, the game sets some properties so that you don't that there is no collision of the pots.
Okay, I wanted to clip out of bounds, but that didn't work. So I guess that's it for the showcase. I really wanted Link to put on a clock cosplay, but I don't want to reload the room another time because we are behind on schedule. So I hope you enjoyed the run. If you want to learn more about Majora's Mask speedrunning, feel free to visit the Majora's Mask Discord. Really appreciate all the help you can get there. Like I said, I started 1 year ago and asked way too many questions, but all of them were answered, and I'm proud to be a member of this community. And thank you, Troy, for commentating.
Thanks for running.
And yeah, thank you for having us, I guess.
Yeah, excellent job today, Genesis, on the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask All Dungeons SRM. That was wild to see what you can do with this game. Thank you so much for breaking it into a sad, shattered mess. Love Majora's Mask, by the way. It's a really good classic. After the break, we'll be back with Golden Sun, so stay tuned. Also, I'll be bowing out. We have our next reader coming up. Sam Without a Plan will be reading donations for you. I'll see you again for Devil May Cry and Dark Souls tomorrow, so I'll see you around. Take it easy, everybody.